using our politicians to stomp on the independent musicians and put more money in their pocket at our expense.
Yeah. Be heard in a nutshell, the Performance Rights Act was going to come before Congress again. Basically, what the Performance Rights Act is it's saying that terrestrial radio stations, along with paying the royalties they already pay to the songwriter, will also have to pay royalties to the singer, much like internet radio does now. And they want the same royalties paid. So per radio station, this would be a little over $20,000 a year, and basically going into the pockets of people who don't need it. Now, if you, again, as Deb has pointed out, if you go, like say it's a local radio station, and they pony up these royalty fees, well, who do you think is actually going to pay for that? Because you know the radio station can't absorb a hit that big. So they're going to have to get it from advertising. So advertising fees go up. Who pays for that?
And it's
people
local
who patronize those
businesses
people
that advertise there.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, we're paying for it. And for what? So Sheryl Crow can get richer? Lyle Lovett can get richer? Are they having trouble paying their mortgage? You know, I don't know about you, but I think a lot of us are. And
yeah,
I don't want to pay more for tires and oil changes and crap just because they advertise on a radio station I don't even listen to.
Because that radio station had to pony up an extra $20,000 a year minimum to pay for a license or for royalties to the musicians on top of what they already do pay to the songwriter. Now, terrestrial radio, just so Be Heard knows, terrestrial radio has been exempted from having to pay royalties for the simple fact, the obvious reason is that it's free promotion, it's free advertising. If you heard it on the radio and you liked it.
Oh, here is someone I love. Listen to this. That is what I'm fighting to do, is fight the big labels and will die independent because it is hard to get others to join this fight. I have started my own website, independentartistworld.com. Yes.
I'm writing that down. I'm going to put that in my blog.
Independentartistworld.com. Oh, I love you.
Yeah.
And we'll continue.
Be Heard, you're welcome here, bud.
Underground from shows to shows. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? You should call in.
Yeah, Be Heard. Call in. We'd love to have you on the show. The call-in number for the show is area code 347-324-3431. Buddy, you would fit perfectly in with the conversation Deb and I are having tonight.
Oh, please call in.
Okay, so that's part one. As you can hear, this guy came into the chat room, and like I said, he was saying everything that we wanted to hear. He sounded like somebody who's just like the mindset of Deb and I. And if you're in the chat room, we're talking about Pete Berwick should run for president. I think he'd be great. He'd tell it like it was in a heartbeat. Hey, freaking hacks, get it together. He could, he could wear the handcuffs and all that and wouldn't get in trouble. But anyway, so this guy was in their chat room. And he was like I said, he was very considerate. And Deb and I encouraged him to call in, and he did. Here's part two.
And me both. Well, Deb, we just had two callers pop up here. One is the same number from earlier, and then one is a number I haven't seen before, so I'm guessing this might be Heard. I'm going to go ahead and click this in. A caller from area code 940. You were on the air. What's your name and where are you calling from tonight?
Hello, how you doing? I'm from Texas. This is Be Heard.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, not a problem.
I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I'm going to check out your website. I am so excited to meet you.
I appreciate it. Well, my site actually came from looking at actually what y'all talking about, from the issues with, people looking at more commercializing and, taking things and running with it the wrong way. I want to take it back the old way. Well, if I don't know how old y'all are. I'm not that old. I'm only 38. But if you look back in time when music first started jumping off before the big record labels, you had stuff like the Chitlin Circuit and little people, mom and pop record labels that were doing their own thing until people start realizing there was money to be made in the market. I want to go backwards and do it the right way.
Yes.
I mean, we can all get rich, but we don't have to be super rich.
I would like to see the people who actually make the music make the money from it instead of ASCAP, BMI, and the labels.
Right.
I want to see the people who the creative people who actually write it and make it. They are the ones who deserve to make the money.
Yes, they are.
That's the way it should be. But boy, the industry got off track, way off track, a long, long time ago, I think.
Yeah, when they started dollar signs.
Yeah. Well, they've had a reputation for screwing the artist, forever. And when you see, these guys in these big fancy cars and their big fancy houses, and where does this money come from? And when you hear people like Janice Ian, 35 years in the industry, over 25 albums, and some of them with major labels, she said she has never gotten a royalty statement that didn't show she owed them money. She doesn't make royalties off of her albums.
Yep, that's how they get them. They give them all the stuff up front. I don't mean the money. All the fancy cars, the clothes and everything, and then turn around and call that as credit. So in the end, you end up owing them instead of you getting your check, you're getting nothing. So you go in this business singing your life away or writing your life away, and then when it all ends, you die a broke person.
See, that's very interesting what he said, talking about, royalties. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? Talk about how the performance rights industry, listen to me, performance rights organizations work. Royalties. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? Write it down on a Post-it if you have to. Okay. Just remember that. That's all I ask. Just remember that. Anyway, here's part 3.
I do appreciate, for personal reasons as well as for the show and what we do and what we talk about. Yeah, thank you so much for passing that on.
Oh, not a problem. All I'm trying to do is just get the person out there that's trying to do their thing, that just doesn't have I guess you could say, the right line to get their stuff out there, just to be able to get out there and be heard. I mean, they could be the most talented person, just not the person that everybody's looking for, and they'd be able to go to my site and be able to do what they want to do. I mean, I'm not here to supervise them. All I'm trying to do is protect, to make sure there's nothing bad on my site. But other than that, I just want them to be able to express what they feel, express their opinions, and do the music that they feel like doing. Not something somebody told them to do, just what they want to do.
I love it.
Yeah, because, be heard, I think the order of the day, unless you have blonde hair, pretty fingernails, and you're built like a brick shithouse, the music industry thinks that nobody wants to hear you.
Right.
You don't have to sing. You don't have to be able to sing or have talent. Just look good.
Yeah.
And American Idol shows that every day.
And see, here's the thing, they even did it was something of a test tube experiment. I'm sure everybody remembers the Spice Girls, and the Spice Girls had about as much talent as my left toe. When they were manufactured, they had countless numbers of voice lessons, coaching, training, just so that these 4 strippers would learn how to sing. And then, and then they were thrust out on the main stage. And of course, it was garbage music. You got to forgive the sirens behind me. No, I don't live in a bad neighborhood. I just got the window open. And these 4 strippers, had, like I said, about as much talent as my left toe, but and people bought it. Why? Sex sells. And if you don't believe that, look at the porn industry.
Oh.
And the music industry is going the same route. Partly.
Okay, I have to do this. I just have to do this. Those of you who are in the chat room, Jack, iRadio magazine says you must not have a very talented left toe.
No, all it does is kind of hang around. It bends every once in a while.
Okay. Those of you in the chat room, I posted a link, and I'm getting ready